Okay. Technical issues we were having with the camera and me not knowing how to work it. But we are back, and I never dried my hair. Alright, so we just saw Blade Runner 2049. It was amazing.
It was good.
And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about Blade Runner 1 from the year 1982. That was before my mom was born.
Really?
Well, my stepmom. But yeah. Alright. So, Blade Runner 2049 was amazing. And it was 48 minutes longer than Blade Runner. And it was definitely not as boring.
Yeah, it was a lot faster paced.
A lot faster paced. And it was... You said last time when we screwed up, you said that you found with Blade Runner you were just entranced.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, which is true.
Almost too much. My brain would just go like almost brain dead.
Yeah,
and I'd fall asleep almost.
It's a really it puts you in a trance where you're just like fixated, and then it's almost
that's the same thing with 2001.
A Space Odyssey. That's another movie that I fall asleep to every time.
Yep.
I've probably fallen asleep.
I feel like there might be similarities there.
Yeah, with the
pacing,
with the cinematography, and what I didn't even talk about last time that I wanted to was exclusively from a technical standpoint. Blade Runner 2049 is an amazing movie. Oh, if you don't even look at the story, don't watch the first one, and you just look at it shot by shot, technically, oh my god.
it looked awesome. Like, I don't think I've seen better CGI.
Yeah, it was
this year at
amazing.
Least.
Well, you saw War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely best CGI because of the fur. Honestly, because of the fur, because they had some cool effects that I've never seen before in a movie, which is really saying something. Mm-hmm. But War for the Planet of the Apes had the fur with all the monkeys, and it was just awesome.
Oh, man.
But yeah, this movie had amazing special effects. Like I just said, stuff I've never seen before in any movie ever. That's just, I wouldn't have thought of it.
Man, and the blend of practical and CGI, mm-hmm. it was hard to tell.
Oh yeah.
What was real and what wasn't.
And that's something that previously David Fincher has been really good at with blending CGI and live action and seamlessly, completely seamlessly.
Yeah.
And this director, whose name I cannot pronounce.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. I don't know.
Does really well as well with this movie and Sicario, and I want to say there was some in Prisoners.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And definitely Arrival.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And Arrival had some really good visual effects as well.
And lighting. This man is amazing with the... Well, you can't give him all the credit, but...
Roger Deakins.
Okay.
The DP. God, I love him.
Because you have the lighting in Arrival, which is in your face.
That wasn't Roger Deakins.
That wasn't?
Arrival.
Okay.
That was a different guy. But Roger Deakins did do 2049, so...
Okay. But yeah, even just the lighting sticks out as like, wow, that's good.
Yeah, it was... The use of color was a little bit more desaturated, I'd say, than the original Blade Runner, but when color was used, it was used really well.
The use of color was Wes Anderson level.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. My main problem with it was the music, which you said you liked a lot.
I liked it. I thought it enhanced the mood a bit. I think it created a more ominous tone to the whole thing.
It added tension where it needed it, but it wasn't as consistent as I would like. Like Drive has a really good soundtrack.
The original soundtrack for Blade Runner wasn't consistent though.
You're right, it definitely wasn't.
It wasn't consistent at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's a small complaint overall. Yeah. It really is.
I'm just wondering how I can replicate that at home. I wonder if I can have speakers big enough.
Right.
Because it was really loud in the theater, and I really liked that.
Yeah, that's going to be an
Mhm.
expensive setup to even try to. Yeah, that's a problem that we've been having with this amazing sound. You just can't do at home.
Yeah.
Without a huge
Dunkirk as well.
budget.
I'm
Mhm.
wondering how I'm going to be able to do Dunkirk.
Definitely. Yeah, and I'm still using TV speakers because I'm poor.
Same here.
So.
Yeah. Performances?
Oh, yeah. That's what. Ryan Gosling has turned in, by my count, 3 amazing performances in a row with
Yeah.
La La Land and Nice Guys, I think, flipped order. And then this movie.
Mhm.
Just really, all completely different performances. Really well. He's my favorite, like, I don't want to say new because he's been
Did
around
he
for a
talk
while.
at all in the trailers for 2049? Because what I
I have no idea.
worst case scenario, I thought we were gonna get like Driver
Mhm.
from Drive,
Right.
where he just doesn't talk much.
I honestly
That wasn't
don't
the case.
remember. I don't.
Got a lot more character out of him than I even thought
Mhm.
I would.
Based on the posters and the trailer that I saw, I only saw one of the trailers like once. I don't remember him talking at all, but just based on prior knowledge and stuff, I was honestly expecting like a more of a Nice Guys performance where he would be like a young Harrison Ford and charismatic and all that stuff, and we didn't get that. We got something completely different that was still equally as, I would
Yeah.
say, a lot better than it would have been if he was...
He definitely had a really good arc. I'd
Mhm.
say multiple arcs because
Oh my
the movie does throw you for loops.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of
Yeah.
just you're like going one way. And
Were there many plot twists in the first? I wouldn't say so.
with Rachel
Yeah.
being a
Yep.
replicant, you could say Deckard being a replicant would be another one. Roy Batty not dying.
Yeah.
Dying, but not being hunted down and killed.
Mhm.
Just dying on his own. Roy Batty basically being the good guy. I would count that as. So yeah, it's not like M. Night Shyamalan kind of
Yeah.
left field twist, but it's not where you're expecting it to go
Yeah.
unless you're young and had it spoiled for you multiple times before you saw it. The only another disappointment I had, little tiny things. The eye reflection, that was such a big part of the first movie with how you would tell if things were fake.
It wasn't very much of a focus.
I didn't see it at all. I think I saw one glimpse of it in one scene, but that could have been my eyes playing tricks on me. I don't think I saw it at all. It definitely wasn't prominent.
I think that they wanted you to be confused on who was a replicant, who wasn't.
Which is half.
There still is a lot of eye imagery. I mean, I think the very first frame is a fucking eye.
Mhm.
So
The first frame is the eye opening up.
right.
Spoiler alert. But no, it definitely wasn't. Like, in the first movie, you get the owl, and you see the red
Right.
glare, and then with Rachel,
Mhm.
and then with Deckard is the one frame that people talk about.
Mhm.
But I think I maybe saw a tiny bit of it, or it could have just been a reflection. I really don't know.
Maybe with second viewing, as well.
I was just gonna wait for the internet to find it. If it's there, the internet will find it, and I'll hear about it. But I don't know. The other.
I don't know who wrote the movie, but
I want to say he did, the director.
No, I don't.
We can find out if I don't have my phone anywhere near me.
Should just have the whole.
Yeah, just look it up real quick. But oh, my other problem is it is like dating a really religious girl, and it takes it so slow. You know, it takes you for a ride, but it's just so slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it wasn't slow to a fault like The Revenant, I want to say, because that movie is awesome. I love that movie, but it is slow.
I would say it's
fault.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it was to fault.
I don't know. That's probably in my top
then
5 favorite
you probably
movies.
wouldn't like Silence then, honestly.
Silence? No, I love The Revenant. It's probably in my top 5 favorite movies, but I think it's slow.
Mm-hmm.
Because Baby Driver is also one of my favorite movies, but it's fast-paced, entertaining, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Revenant is a great movie, but it's not that entertaining in certain parts.
Sorry.
And that's where I think it kind of falls in between, like, being really entertaining all the way
Multiple
through.
writers.
Multiple writers.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Green, Hampton Fancher, and others.
And others. That. Oh wow. Four writers.
Four writers. Well, screenplay by story based on the characters from the novel is one of them. So.
Okay.
So there's screenplay, story, and screenplay. So yeah, that's not even a.
No, that's not a lot. I just saw 4 pictures of 2 of them was of the same person. So.
Yeah, but the pacing, it's up and down, a little bit, and then even in parts where you kind of want them to speed it up, they're like taking their time, and
I don't know. I was kind of in pure ecstasy of 49. The first one, I kind of just entranced mostly.
The first one is I think it's a lot more fun to think about than watch. For
Right.
The first one. It's the concepts that it presents you. It's not like...
There weren't as many moments where you just saw the city basically living.
Functioning.
Functioning.
Like as an organism itself.
Yeah, and with the final cut, they added a lot more of that.
Yeah, the cities in both movies, they're not the same city, are they? I thought it was... Are they both Los
I'm not
Angeles?
sure.
It really doesn't matter.
I don't suppose it matters.
In both movies, the city is really its own character, where you get to watch it living and breathing all by itself without any of the main characters even on screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that...
And that's a nice touch.
More desaturated than I thought it'd be. The city itself, but
yeah, but that's
it was still vibrant, and when they did have vibrant colors on screen, it did count for sure.
Well, yeah, it was. It was showing people don't want to be on Earth because all the important people have moved away already. Like,
but they showed that with the first one while it was still like a really colorful display.
Yeah, but it was like the same thing where it's like blacks and grays and browns, and then the neon on top of it.
I'd say the first one captured like the slums of it better.
Yeah, because this one wasn't even that much focused on the slums. It was more focused on...
It was more focused on its own plot.
Right.
Honestly. Well, I would say the original Blade Runner was quite a bit focused on the world it was creating.
Mm-hmm. It was not hand-holding you into its sci-fi. It was here you go. Here's the world.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. And then we got 35 years of speculation and talk, and now we got a new movie.
A really well done sequel. I couldn't have come up with anything else.
Yeah, that's all I could have asked for.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to compare it to Star Wars Episode 7, if you ignore the prequels. Where it's a 30 years later sequel that really still has the spirit of the original, and then more so than Star Wars 7 goes its own direction and takes you where you're not expecting to go, whereas Star Wars was like, it's Star Wars, here you go. Have fun.
Yep. I would definitely say 2049 was better than Episode 7.
Oh, definitely. And even with...
But I think that's just because Blade Runner was kind of founded on pioneering a more artistic vision.
And Star Wars was based on money.
Based on money, on how much money it made.
Right.
And so safe decisions were made, and I don't blame them.
No, I don't at all. Especially
let's just hope that they make more interesting decisions with future installments.
Yeah, I have a lot of hope for Star Wars 8 to go in. The same thing as Empire, where it takes you where, in less of a safe area. Right. It doesn't retread, and it doesn't whatever. But we're a little bit off track.
Yep.
Blade Runner. What I was gonna say, Harrison Ford coming back as a much loved character.
I liked him more in this than I did.
The first one was good, or the first one being Star Wars Episode 7 was good with the fan service, and it was like, here's Han Solo, you love him, you know him. Here's Han Solo, he's gonna do all the Han Solo things you know and love.
Slow-mo when he comes on frame with Chewie.
Mm-hmm. Like, Chewie, we're home.
Like, God.
There was none of that. There was callbacks, and there was a little bit of fan service, and you can see it in the trailer with the pointing. I want to say blaster, but it's actually just a gun.
Yeah.
The other thing I love about these movies is the guns.
Yeah, the guns are cool.
I want one. I wonder how much one of those costs.
God, I just wish I was Ryan Gosling, man.
Everyone wishes they were Ryan Gosling. Everyone does. You know, the only problem is he does have a hard time eating cereal, I've heard.
Oh, yep.
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 Unless you have cancer. But anyway, Harrison Ford coming back as a much beloved character and doing it justice, thankfully. Cough, cough, Indiana Jones.
He did more than justice to it.
Right.
He's coming back for Indiana Jones.
I know, again.
So we'll see.
I love Indiana Jones 1
We'll
and
see
3.
if safe decisions are made there, most likely.
I haven't even seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I read the
I've only seen the first two.
the kids novel. Oh, I
I saw the Crystal Skull in theaters when I was like a little youngin', but
2007. You were 9, I think. But anyway,
I'm still a youngin', dude.
But
I don't know.
I love Indiana Jones 3. That's The Last Crusade. That's my favorite one by far. I really like the first one, but we're completely off topic. Harrison Ford came back, did it justice, did it really well. I've been a little worried about him being in things for the paycheck lately because he goes on late night.
But he I feel like he dived right into that performance really well.
Yeah, he was excited.
It felt like it was the same character. Honestly,
it felt like it was an extension of his first character 35 years later, as opposed to hey. There's a big paycheck. Look at Han Solo. Which was much appreciated from me. I am glad it wasn't like, And they even had a couple cameos from people from the first movie that I wasn't even expecting,
Right.
It wasn't fan service, it was storytelling, which I appreciate, It wasn't, hey, here's R2-D2 because he's in the first one. It was, here's whatever that guy's name is because he was in the first one and they need information from him that he got in the first movie. And the other thing I really liked that they continued from the first movie was the important lines being said again later in the story.
Right.
Like, it's not to the point where it's like, hey, here's the point, we're gonna hammer it into your head. Right. It's like, it's a good, nice little like, yeah, that's what they said, and that was foreshadowing. It was like, too bad she's not gonna live. And then 2 minutes later, too bad she's not gonna live. Which I like, because it's not heavy-handed, but it just really helps push the story along a little bit, especially because it's a 2-hour and 45-minute movie. You need a little pushing.
Not short. But, holy cow.
Yeah.
That was a ride, for sure. Honestly, probably the best case scenario for this franchise.
Definitely. I mean, who else could have done it
if it really is even going to be a franchise. So far, it's just 2 movies, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I really hope there's no more. Because they could have... I mean, who better to revitalize a 35-year-old movie than J.J. Abrams or Denis Villeneuve? I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. But, yeah, because they could have gone... J.J. Abrams, I thought, was the best guy to do Star Wars. Now, I really wish Denis had done it.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been amazing. It would have been slower and probably longer. It might not have made as much money,
Probably people have been crying.
I would have been crying. This is no spoilers, but Blade Runner 2049 was probably the only movie that made me tear up a little at a non-human character's death. And I've seen Marley and Me, mind you, so... Actually, I haven't seen Marley and Me. I read the book.
I don't know, dude. There are parts that make me tear up. Like, the ending of Blade Runner, the original, that does make me tear up. The final lines...
Yeah, too bad she's not... That really resonates. That echoes,
Right.
That's a good line.
But, I don't know. I need to go back in there. I need to see it again at some point.
Definitely.
Probably
and a fun
IMAX.
fact, when we came out of the theater, it was pouring down. Which is why my hair was all wet, because we just came. But that was hilarious. It was just pouring down, and it was like, that's the perfect way to come out of the movie.
God.
Also, on a side note, if you go to a theater that has assigned seating, and you pay $40 for the tickets, and you pick your seats a day and ahead, and somebody's sitting in your seats, you take those seats. You don't go sit in the other... My chair had a big lump right in the back, and it hurt, and I really wanted to tell the guy that stole our seats to just move, but I was too nice.
Somebody was on their phone.
Yeah, that one guy was on his phone. I wanted to throw his phone. I wanted to
did not like
his
that. Did not like
It
it.
made me angry. But yeah, that guy stole our. Yeah, we had the best seats in the whole theater
Mhm.
that